but keep that in the back of your mind. Comedian Pat McGann is going to join us next hour. He is at Hilarities all this weekend. I'm excited to talk to him. He's a very funny Chicago comedian. Next week, I will have 9 Inch Nails tickets for you. They announced that one show, one night only is what they're calling it. September the 24th out at Blossom. Get you set up for WWE Raw, for everybody who's been hitting me up for those. And Henry Rollins is back on a spoken word tour. He'll do Playhouse Square next month, if you're a Hank Rollins fan. Cavs win last night over the Spurs of San Antonio. 105-92 is the final. They're off tonight, and then they'll go to Indianapolis to play the Pacers. Tomorrow night, Karis LeVert's old... Did you go last night?
No. I was doing my podcast last night.
Somebody said, who did Bill kiss on the Cavs cam?
What?
And I didn't know. I go...
Grandma?
Wasn't me.
I didn't think you were... Yeah, I didn't think you were at the game, but thought maybe you finished early and decided to...
Yeah, he did.
Duck into the Romo Fijo and...
That'd be a real quick podcast to go from here at 6:30 to podcast and make the game at 7.
Podcast on the way.
No. Not just to dip into the game.
Oh.
Yeah, not get there at, the start. But like second half. You didn't do the show. Second half, dip in, see how those Spurs are doing.
Go with smoochy smooch.
Sure. So Cavs at Pacers tomorrow night, 7 o'clock here on WMMS. So 6:30 is when that pregame will begin.
Never been on the Kiss Cam. It's a lifelong dream, though, right? Everybody wants that.
To kiss on the kiss cam?
Don't you?
You've never been on the Kiss Cam?
Sure.
No, never. I was on the dance cam one time, but I wasn't dancing. My friend's kid was dancing. And I was just... and she's like a cute little kid, so...
You were in the frame.
I was just in the frame, yeah.
I've been on the Kiss Cam.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's fine.
Who'd you kiss? Who'd you kiss?
It's none of your business, Bill.
I would like... it is my business.
It was a long time ago. Nobody would mean anything to anybody. My girlfriend at the time. You know.
No.
What'd you say?
Phil.
Phil. Yeah. Phyllis. Fine. Phyllis was my girlfriend at the time, okay? What do you want? Phyllis, did you break wind? No. Kiss Cam's fine, right? I mean,
Cute,
everybody tries to, be funny on the Kiss Cam. Mm-hmm. Just give somebody a kiss. It's nice. It's
smooch,
fine. Yeah.
Little peck.
Everybody thinks they got to entertain on the Kiss Cam. Mm-hmm. The cameraman is the one who's doing the entertaining because he'll put 2 people in the frame that clearly aren't together or whatever.
It out, yeah.
That's the guy making things funny. Mm-hmm. If you're with your wife or your husband or boyfriend or whatever.
I like the guys that are there with their girlfriend, but their wife isn't, that they're married.
She's watching it on TV.
So they're like, oh.
He's my sister.
Well, there was a video that went around a couple of weeks ago of this guy that was sitting between 2 females, and when the Kiss Cam came on, like they both kissed him on the cheek, and then he moved his head back and put his hand in the back of their heads and had them kiss, and everyone's like, I'm like, that's kind of gross. Like, I don't know the nature of... Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. But, I don't know the nature of that relationship.
I mean, it's a throuple. Maybe it was all good.
Or maybe it was just super douchey.
Yeah, they're just having a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't mind doing a little female-on-female lip action.
Listen, nobody looked mad.
Yeah. That's like the time when I was there, they put the lady on the camera, and she started doing the double dong, man, and they cut away so fast.
Yeah.
Oh,
now that's funny.
That was so
that's funny.
The girl eating the nachos. Have you seen that video?
No.
I think she's from Cleveland. I want to say they put her on the Kiss Cam and she had a plate of nachos and she just started shoving them into her face as fast as she could. So she ate like an entire plate of nachos in a minute. People were losing their minds.
That's funny.
Cheering her on.
Yeah.
They do that now, don't they? What? Call themselves lesbos.
I like that in-house entertainment. There was another time I was there, and they were doing a staring contest, and this dude, he was wearing his own shirt that said Big Mike, and he was staring with this other guy, and they were not, and people were losing their minds because neither of them would stop with neither of them would
Was
blink.
it a split screen where they just made it look like they were staring? Or?
But they're both staring right at the camera.
At the camera, okay.
And it was really intense, and people were going crazy, and they did it for like 2 minutes without blinking. And
who lost?
It was a tie. No,
they were like, we have to go back to the game.
Yeah, they're like, we got a game here, guys. So when you blink, no, you both win.
What do you mean, who lost? We don't know who either of the guys were.
I'm just saying somebody had to lose, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they both made it. They went the duration.
Well, that's not fun.
But he goes, who lost?
Yeah, I wanted to know who lost.
Okay, who lost,
Not
Bill?
who won either. Who lost? He wants to know whose feelings were hurt.
Well, no, my point is that we don't know who these guys were. You didn't know them, right?
I didn't know them, but
Right.
the one guy he was wearing a hoodie that said Big Mike, and I think he was Big Mike because I don't know, he was a big guy.
Yeah, big. Yeah,
And he
looked like
a
double
Mike.
XL.
Yeah.
So what if the guy in the hoodie lost?
Then haha. He lost. I don't know.
That's his response either way.
I know, I don't either. He goes, who lost? I'm like, we don't even know who we're talking about.
No, I just
if
just
like
wanted
it was
to know.
if it was Bill and Mary in a staring contest and we said who lost, you go, well, Mary lost.
Well,
we know who we're talking about. If there's two strangers, you go, who lost? You know who the hell we're talking about.
I just
that
wanted to
guy?
know the circumstances of which, like of how he lost. Like, did he just
He
like
blinked.
Yeah, but like he could have been like, I just can't take it anymore.
I don't know what
A
you're
falcon
asking.
swooped down and gouged his eyes out, so he
That's
lost.
right.
Yeah.
It's like Greek mythology.
Right.
He's crawling around looking for his eyes, and
But I love when the whole crowd gets into that. Like, the game is secondary to the in-house entertainment. Sometimes there's another time there's a chubby kid doing Fortnite dances, and people are losing their minds for
Yeah.
that kid. They keep going back to him, and he keep doing these dumb dances, and the crowd, especially when the Cavs were bad.
Oh, because that's the
Because
only
that's the
reason
only
you're
thing.
there.
Yeah, that's like the only thing going on.
a lot of people texting me their slip and fall stories in the break. By the way,
Yeah, they're.
I
terrible
get, like I said, as
stories.
long as they're not hurt. My favorite.
They're all
thing to
hurt.
watch.
That's why they're all texting me.
Don't
They're not
think-
like I slipped and fell and it was hilarious.
Ha ha, bruise on my butt.
I did fine.
That's
Then
what I'm saying.
I found a $5 bill on the ground.
The only thing worse than falling is having someone see you fall. I would rather fall and hurt myself, alone than fall and
But
be
you can't break
fine
your
in
you
public.
can't. Someone looking at you can't break your leg. The fall is worse than being seen
Yes.
falling.
It's just so embarrassing.
Right, but that won't kill you.
It will.
The retired principal of Solon went out to get a plain dealer and fell on the ice and hit his head and died. So if somebody saw him, he'd be like, I'm embarrassed, but I'm alive. So yeah, the fall is always worse.
He died of embarrassment
Doesn't say that here.
because they marked.
If you're a
COVID.
retired high school principal, by the way, nothing embarrasses you. You're way beyond that. Alan, I slipped on black ice in a parking lot once I figured out what was happening. I realized my leg was behind me and my ankle was sideways. It really sucked.
Oh.
Bleeding buckets.
Yeah, bleeding. bleeding book.
Bleeding book.
I had one of those.
Bleeding buckets.
My falling story is I was walking home from class.
This isn't when you fell in love, is it?
I've never been in love. I was walking home from my class in college, and I had a number of books in my backpack, and it was just like so overpowering. So I hit a patch of ice, and I toppled over because I had no weight to counteract that, and so I did the little.
Yeah, you did a dance.
And I was like, okay, I almost had my balance. I was like on two toes for like a minute, and then someone was walking on the other side of the street, and I was like, I'm going down. Like I just bam smacked it.
I remember once.
He said he'd never been in love.
I know.
Is that true?
Yeah.
He said I love you.
Well, I have nothing to base it off of because
You've never told someone you love them and meant it?
I mean I thought I meant it, and then after I was like, I guess I didn't mean it. What? It's true. Were you in love if it was that easy to get over?
I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah, if it's that
You're
easy.
30.
Well, who says it's easy to get over? You
Me?
just you have to keep living. Like, well, then maybe you weren't.
That's
But
what
I-
I'm saying.
For a
Yeah.
lot of
was-
people, it's not easy to get over.
That's what I'm saying.
I
I
don't think he was in love.
Yeah, I wasn't crying in my room for days. I didn't lose a bunch of weight. My hair didn't fall out because I don't have much to fall out. So no, I don't know if I was in love. I was in really, really deep like and a lot of lust, but I don't think I was in love.
Well, that's okay too.
The only guy that I thought I was like really falling for, he told me, he said, well, if you're falling in love with me, then I think you probably care way more about me than I do about you.
Oh,
And I was like, at least he's honest.
I'm sorry.
He didn't BS me.
I mean, yeah, but that's still not fun to hear.
And then I did cry about that. And it was only because he was like in the closet and he was still banging girls and guys and then trying to bang my friends too. So he was just all around like D-bag.
Yeah.
You were trying to change him. Like, I can change.
Fell in
No,
love.
I just really liked the D. And I was like, man, I think I love this dude. He was like, no, I don't love you. was like, well, alrighty then.
Well, you got to swing and a miss a couple of times, right, before you get it right.
Yeah, so I don't know if I've ever been in love. So I say no because I don't have anything to reference it. Have I cried over a dude? Yes, but
Gay.
very gay, flaming. But have I ever been like, I am going to kill myself if you end it? No, never done that. Never even a thought.
Well, I've never done that.
Like I get more emotional when Chipotle is like has a long line.
Right, but you don't have to go to the point where you're like, I'm going to kill myself to have been in love.
But like, how do you know if you're in love if you don't have anything to base it off of?
I mean, I don't know how to answer that, but I'm just saying you don't have to go as far as I'm going to kill myself if you don't take me back. Like that kind of dramatic is a different situation.
Well, some people will say you're not in love, you just think you are. And then somebody else will go, what's the difference?
Exactly.
If it's how you feel, it's how you feel. I mean, whatever. Let me give you some money here. Maybe you'll love $1,000. It won't be hard to get over because you'll be a grand richer. Chance to go fund yourself. Listen closely to the keyword here, and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword thanks at WMMS.com. That's thanks. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
I was saying there was my friend's mom. She was our Cub Scout leader. And we were doing some event. It started raining, and she slipped and fell down the steps in, it was actually a gazebo, and hit her head, and she died.
Don't. That's the
Your
plot
friend's
of-
mom?
Is that real?
Yeah, in
The
2018.
den mother? What?
In 2018, she died.
No, this isn't real.
No, I mean, she
No,
died in
she wa-
2018.
When
but
he
she-
was a Cub
Oh,
Scout.
come
It was a
on.
long time ago she slipped, and she died in 2018. Do you
So
see
I don't
what he
know if
did,
that's
Mary?
related.
I see what he did.
I don't know if it's related.
I don't have the patience for stories like that.
You're
today.
wondering if it was a delayed response.
Right.
It
was
can
just
happen.
Festering.
Festering.
Like in The Hangover, when he's like, I just really miss my grandpa. They're like, oh, did he pass away? He's like, yeah, World War II. Like, oh, he was a veteran? And he was like, no, he was skiing. It was just during World War II.
It was during World War II. Well, that's sad, too. Alan Cox Show After Hours line. If you just want to drop us a message, you can always use that number. It's 216-986-8903.
Hey, Alan. This is Justin from Akron. You know that Mayor was talking about out there in Hudson about the shanties might lead to prostitution? Well, I was out there ice fishing. I was out there in a shanty, and I'll tell you what, he is correct. We had a couple lady women come up in there, and you know what that chick told me? Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to give. Magic blueies.
Okay. What are magic blueies?
A fish.
Yeah, sure.
What is a magic bluey?
I don't
think
know.
he said a different word than
With an
bluey.
O.
Yeah.
And not an
Blowy?
E.
Yeah.
He said bluey.
I don't know.
He didn't even know what he's talking about.
He said bluey.
Magic bluey. But that was like code for Viagra or something. But I'm like, I don't think the shanty hookers are handing out Viagra.
They might be.
Boy, people are having a field day with that.
Oh, man.
You got to feel real good if you're a Hudson resident that dunderhead is running your town.
This is the guy, huh?
Oh, God. Meat sack and spectacles. Good job. That video is great just because of how the guy next to him looks at him.
Yeah.
He keeps waiting for him to say something else. Like, I'm just kidding. Anyway. He goes, okay, well,
All right.
yeah.
And we'll make a note of it.
And it's another data point to look at. It's the best line in there. It's another data point to look at. Yeah, the hookers and ice shanties. A lot of data on that.
And I also like how
Done
he
a deep
presents
dive
it.
and analysis on it.
I like how he presents it as if this is what everybody else was thinking.
Like,
Yes.
duh.
He's like, obviously, if we have ice shanties, we all know what's next. And everybody's like, I don't know. And he's like, prostitution, right? And they're like, huh? What?
Have you guys ever even gone ice fishing? I mean, I can't be the only. Speaking of falling, you see that Heather McDonald video?
Yes.
That's pretty wild.
Crazy.
She was on this show 100 years ago, but she kind of runs with Frangiola and that Chelsea Lately crew.
Yeah.
And Heather McDonald was on stage in Arizona. She's doing a show. I think the Tempe Improv is where it was. And it was like a couple of jokes in, like the front of the set. And she's standing there and she's talking and, and she just falls backwards. and cracks her head on the mic stand, and there's that initial reaction where the audience thinks it's part of the thing. And so people are laughing, and then she didn't get up. She's the one who posted the video because she was in the hospital or whatever.
She talked about it on her podcast. Did you see the video of her 2 days after both of her eyes are black?
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy.
It's pretty wild.
Were you able to find out what happened? Because she was like, oh, tune into my podcast to find out what happened.
No, I didn't know.
I didn't actually listen to the thing.
No, didn't do that. I remember when I first moved back home in 2006, and the first show I saw when I moved back was I went to go see Gnarls Barkley. Remember Gnarls Barkley?
Yeah, I remember.
It was Danger Mouse and CeeLo Green, and they went out.
Ooh.
And they were doing, Gnarls Barkley would do all their shows in different outfits. So if you saw them in one city, they might be dressed up like fairies or something. If you saw them in another city, it was over. Well, the night that we saw them in Chicago, they were wearing footy pajamas. Head-to-toe footy pajamas. And about 3 songs into the set, and CeeLo's a big guy. You know, he's short, but he's stout. He's stocky. And he's like doing a little jig or whatever, and he does one of those cartoon foot up, land on your back things. And because it was slippery, and they're wearing these, you think they'd have the little grippies on them, on the feet, but I don't know, whatever happened. And everybody thought it was part of the thing. Man, he wasn't getting up. And they were like, hey, is he okay?
Sir?
Mr. Green, CeeLo Green, are you okay? And then he like got up and he was like visibly dazed, you know, because he's a big guy. And then he brought the house lights up for a few minutes and went backstage, and he came back out. But I'd be gingerly back out in that stage if I had already slipped once.
Just sit down.
Yeah, you get in your own head. You're like, oh God, now I got to do a whole show. Be different if it was the encore. Be like you're a couple of songs in.
Yeah.
You still got to give everybody their money's worth. Mm-hmm. Hey, Drunk Sue.
Hey, baby.
Twice in 2 days. What do we owe this pleasure?
Well, you know how Poundcake does that laugh of his?
Yes.
I found a song. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Now, pull up Genesis, Mama.
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, you did already?
Yeah, a while ago.
Oh, man. I guess I missed it.
Yeah, I got to take a break. If you want to get a text for anything, 35192 to get me there. You can watch at alancoxshow.com. And anywhere you are, you can take the show with you and listen on the iHeartRadio app.